The wedding dress of Queen Victoria. In the annals of history, few garments hold as much significance and enduring allure as Queen Victoria's legendary wedding lace. Woven with intricate detail and steeped in symbolism, the exquisite creation not only adorned Victoria on her momentous day, but also became a symbol of tradition and elegance for generations to come. As we delve into the fascinating tale of Victoria's wedding lace, we uncover a narrative rich with royal splendour, cultural influence, and the timeless beauty of craftsmanship. The marriage of Queen Victoria to Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha on the 10th of February 1840 marked a historic moment in royal fashion. Opting for a bold departure from tradition, Victoria donned a magnificent white wedding gown crafted from luxurious heavy silk satin. Her choice of white, a symbol of purity and innocence, set a groundbreaking trend, cementing her as a trailblazer among brides of her time. Designed by the visionary William Dyce, head of the esteemed Government School of Design, the gown boasted intricate Honiton lace, a testament to England's thriving lace-making industry. Skillfully mounted on the satin canvas by Mary Bettons, the dress exuded elegance and sophistication. Every detail of Victoria's ensemble was meticulously curated. The cream-coloured satin, sourced from Spitalfields in London, was adorned with delicate lace motifs handcrafted in Devonshire. Sprigs of fragrant orange blossoms, signifying fertility and new beginnings, adorned the gown, while a majestic wreath replaced the traditional tiara atop Victoria's veil. Her jewellery, a dazzling display of regal splendour, included a stunning diamond necklace and earrings, gifted by the Sultan of Turkey, along with the radiant sapphire brooch presented by her beloved Albert. Even her footwear echoed the pristine white of her attire, ensuring every aspect of her ensemble was flawlessly coordinated. As Victoria gracefully made her entrance, her train, carried by a devoted bridesmaid, trailed behind her, a breathtaking spectacle spanning an impressive 18 feet. Reflecting on her choice, Victoria eloquently captured the essence of her attire in her journal, describing the exquisite gown with its Honiton lace, flounce, and her cherished jewel bestowed upon her by her loved ones. Though photographic technology of the time struggled to capture the full glory of Victoria's ensemble, subsequent reenactments and artistic interpretations have immortalised her iconic wedding attire. Whether in the stunning portraits painted by Franz Winterhalter or the enchanting miniatures crafted by John Haslam, Victoria's bridal elegance continues to captivate and inspire generations to come. A mesmerizing carbon print captures the intricate details of Queen Victoria's legendary wedding lace, showcasing its exquisite beauty. Delicate patterns emerge along one edge, while a wreath of vibrant orange blossoms adds a touch of natural elegance. Victoria's reverence for the artistry of lace extended beyond her wedding day. She entrusted the skilled lace makers to fashion the royal christening gown for her cherished children, including the future King Edward VII. This historic garment became a cherished tradition, gracing the christenings of successive royal heirs until modern times. As a staunch supporter of the Honiton lace industry, Victoria ensured that the fabric adorned not only her own attire, but also that of her daughters. Honiton lace became a staple feature in their wedding dresses, a testament to Victoria's enduring commitment to English craftsmanship. Throughout her reign, Victoria continued to adorn herself with this treasured lace, donning it for significant family events, including christenings and weddings. Its timeless elegance adorned her grandchildren's wedding ceremonies, symbolising continuity and tradition within the royal family. Even in death, Victoria remained intertwined with her beloved lace, as she was laid to rest with her wedding veil delicately draped over her face, a poignant homage to her enduring legacy. The influence of Victoria's choice to wear white on her wedding day reverberated through the ages, shaping bridal fashion for generations to come. While misconceptions about the symbolism of white persisted, Victoria's iconic gown inspired countless brides to emulate her timeless elegance. In the wake of modern royal families such as that of Prince William and Catherine Middleton in 2011, echoes of Victoria's bridal style resurfaced, highlighting the enduring allure of her historical wedding ensemble. In the tapestry of bridal history, Queen Victoria's wedding lace remains an undeniable thread, woven with precision and passion. Its legacy transcends time, embodying the timeless elegance of a bygone era, while continuing to inspire modern interpretations of bridal fashion. As we bid farewell to this enchanting journey through Victoria's wedding attire, we are reminded of the enduring power of love, tradition, and the intricate artistry that transforms fabric into a symbol of royal majesty. Wedding dress of Queen Alexandra. On the 10th of March 1863, Princess Alexandra of Denmark captivated the world when she married Albert Edward, Prince of Wales, in a wedding dress that would etch itself into royal fashion history. Her gown wasn't just a piece of clothing, it was a symbol of her style and the cultural significance of the event. Crafted with the finest materials, the dress featured exquisite lace from Devon and silk from London's Spitalfields, embodying a blend of elegance and economic mindfulness. Alexandra's choice to wear this particular dress spoke volumes about her taste and the societal expectations of royal attire during the Victorian era. In the 1800s, a lot of people were excited about a big wedding. A young Danish princess named Alexandra was getting married on the 10th of March, 1863. She walked into St. George's Chapel in Windsor to marry Albert Edward, the Prince of Wales, who would one day be king. Alexandra's dress was very important because she was marrying someone so close to the throne, and her dress impressed everyone. It was both elegant and simple, and it helped make her a fashion icon. Alexandra's wedding dress became famous because she was the first royal bride in Britain to be photographed in her wedding dress. The wedding itself was a huge event and was even more notable because it took place during a sad time. The prince's father had died not long before, and his mother, Queen Victoria, was deep in mourning, which affected the whole mood of the occasion. Despite the sadness, Queen Victoria was smart about public relations. She had once used her own wedding dress to help boost the economy in poorer areas. And Alexandra did something very similar. Her dress was made of silk from Spitalfields, a poor part of London, and the lace on the dress came from Honiton in Devon, which helped the people there make a living from their lace-making skills. Alexandra had her own unique fashion sense from a young age, growing up in a modest royal setting in Copenhagen's Yellow Palace, where she learned to sew her own clothes. She developed a style that would make her a trendsetter of the 19th century. On her wedding day, despite the overall sadness of the event, her dress stood out. It had an off-the-shoulder design, a snug bodice, and a large full-length skirt decorated with 4 layers of lace adorned with orange blossoms and myrtle. Her long train made of silvery fabric stretched out 21 feet behind her, and her lace veil, pinned with more orange blossoms, also featured symbols of the UK: roses, shamrocks, and thistles. The lace details on her dress were crafted by Miss Tucker and her team at John Tucker & Co. The lace pattern included symbols of roses, shamrocks, and thistles. Alexandra also wore a lace-trimmed veil, train, and handkerchief made by the same company. On her head, Alexandra wore a wreath of orange blossoms and myrtle, and she held a bouquet made up of orange blossoms, white rosebuds, lilies of the valley, orchids, and myrtle. Her wedding jewellery was a mix of gifts, including a pearl necklace, earrings, and a brooch from the Prince of Wales, bracelets from Queen Victoria, and gifts from her ladies of Leeds and Manchester. Right after the wedding, before leaving for her honeymoon, Alexandra posed for an official portrait with her husband and his mother, Queen Victoria, dressed in mourning black and sadly looking at a bust of Prince Albert. This contrasted with Alexandra, who, despite being only 18 and in a challenging situation, looked confidently at the camera. Her presence and defiance in the photo hinted at the resilience she would bring to her new role and challenging marriage. So what happened to Alexandra's wedding dress? When an artist named William Pearl Frith was hired to paint the wedding, he asked to see the dress to make sure that he got all of the details right, but to his surprise, the dress he got was already changed into an evening gown. Alexandra, who grew up learning to be careful with money, had her dress altered by her dressmaker, Madame Elise, so that she could wear it again at parties during the year. All this happened after March 10, 1863, the day Alexandra became the future Queen of Britain. Her wedding dress, even in its altered state, remains an iconic example of royal style and its lasting influence on the image of monarchy. The wedding dress of Princess Alexandra left a lasting impression, not only because of its beauty and style, but also due to the unique circumstances surrounding its use. After the wedding, Alexandra, ever frugal and practical, had the dress altered into an evening gown to ensure it continued to be worn at various social functions. This transformation reflects her pragmatic approach to royal fashion, highlighting a departure from the one-time use norm of wedding dresses at the time. Alexandra's wedding gown, from its initial showcase to its later adaptation, remains a poignant reminder of how royal fashion can influence and reflect broader social and economic trends, making it a timeless piece in the history of monarchy and style. The wedding dress of Princess Victoria Mary of Teck, who later became Queen Mary, remains a remarkable symbol of royal elegance and British craftsmanship. Worn at her marriage to Prince George, Duke of York, on the 6th of July 1893, this dress not only encapsulated the fashion of the era, but also reflected the national pride and personal taste of the princess. This video delves into the intricate details and cultural significance of this iconic gown, which has been preserved as part of Britain's royal heritage. Mary of Teck was born on the 26th of May 1867. She was the Queen of the United Kingdom and the British Dominions, as well as the Empress of India, from the 6th of May 1910 until the 20th of January 1936. She was the wife of George V. Mary was born and raised in the UK. Her father was Francis, Duke of Teck, a German nobleman, and her mother was Princess Mary Adeline of Cambridge, a granddaughter of King George III. People often called her May, which was a nickname based on the month that she was born. When she was 24, she got engaged to Prince Albert Victor, Duke of Clarence and Avondale, who was her second cousin once removed and next in line to become king. Unfortunately, he died suddenly from influenza 6 weeks after they announced their engagement. The next year, Mary got engaged to George, Albert Victor's younger brother, who later became King George V. Before she became Queen, Mary held the titles of Duchess of York, Duchess of Cornwall, and Princess of Wales. Mary served as Queen Consort starting in 1910 and supported her husband during World War I, his health problems, and the political changes after the war. After George died in 1936, Mary's eldest son, Edward VIII, became king. However, he gave up the throne later that year to marry Wallis Simpson, a twice-divorced American. Mary then supported her second son, George VI, who became king after Edward. She died in 1953, shortly before her granddaughter, Elizabeth II, was crowned. Mary's name was given to an ocean liner, a battle cruiser, and a university in her honour. Prince George, Duke of York, and Princess Victoria Mary of Teck got married at 12:30 p.m. on the 6th of July 1893 at the Chapel Royal in St James's Palace. This was the first royal wedding at this chapel since 1861, after which Queen Victoria mourned her husband, Prince Albert's death, deeply. Since then, most of Queen Victoria's children had gotten married quietly at St George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. On their wedding day, George saw his bride-to-be, Mary, unexpectedly down a long hallway at Buckingham Palace. He bowed deeply to her, a respectful gesture she always remembered. The wedding party travelled from Buckingham Palace to St James's Palace in 4 large processions of open carriages. The first procession carried the royal household staff, the second had Duke George and his group, followed by Princess Mary with the Duke of Teck and Prince Adolphus in the third procession. The last one included Queen Victoria, the Duchess of Teck, and Princes Frederick and Alexandra of Teck. The wedding, which was the first public royal one in 32 years, attracted a lot of spectators along the way. People cheered for the couple enthusiastically, and Mary acknowledged the cheers with a shy smile and a small, nervous wave of her white-gloved hand. Let's take a closer look at the wedding dress Princess Victoria Mary of Teck wore on her special day. The dress she wore when she married Prince George, Duke of York, who later became King George V, on the 6th of July 1893 at the Chapel Royal in St James's Palace. It is now kept as part of the British Royal Collection. This dress is displayed with other royal wedding dresses at Kensington Palace in London. The design of Princess Victoria's wedding dress was influenced by her mother, the Duchess of Teck, who insisted that the dress and the bridesmaids' outfits be made entirely in Britain. This decision was likely influenced by her role as president of the Ladies' National Silk Association. When Princess Victoria, often called Princess May, got engaged to Prince George in early 1893, Arthur Silver from the Silver Studio was chosen to design her gown. Silver had also designed the wedding dress for Princess May's originally planned marriage to Prince George's older brother, Prince Albert Victor, Duke of Clarence and Avondale. However, Prince Albert Victor died suddenly in January 1892, just after the dress was revealed, so that design was never used. For her wedding to Prince George, the dress designed by Silver was called the May Silks and included delicate embroidery featuring the symbols of a rose, shamrock and thistle. It was also adorned with traditional elements like orange blossoms and lover knots, a style influenced by both Art Nouveau and Japanese art. In March 1893, the Duchess and Princess May visited Warner & Sons factory at Hollybush Gardens in Spitalfields, London, where they commissioned the creation of a fine white silk woven with silver thread specifically for the July wedding. The wedding dress of Victoria Mary of Teck was made by Lintel & Curtis on Albemarle Street. The front part of the dress was crafted from white satin and decorated with 3 layers of old Honiton lace, previously used on her mother's wedding dress. The bodice was designed with a high cut at the throat and extended into a long, pointed shape, made of a white and silver brocade fabric designed by Silver. It also included a touch of her mother's Honiton lace at the top and on the upper sleeves. Over her shoulders she wore a rich satin cloak known as a manta de corps. The train of the dress was long and simple, although there were reports that there was no train at all. The veil, also inherited from her mother and made of Honiton lace, was secured with diamond pins, a gift from Queen Victoria. To complement the theme of orange blossoms found on the dress, small wreaths were placed around the bust and in her hair. Princess Mary accessorized her look with several diamond pieces, a tiara and earrings from Queen Victoria, a necklace given by the Prince and Princess of Wales, and an anchor brooch, a wedding gift from Prince George. Interestingly, the veil was the only item from her wedding attire that she never wore again. An observer from the Times noted on the 8th of July 1893 that Princess Mary entered her wedding to the tune of the Bridal March. She looked very pretty with her eyes downcast and cheeks flushed. Her dress of silver and white brocade was simple yet elegant, decorated with clusters of shamrocks, roses and thistles. Contrary to some reports, the dress did not have a hindering train, and a plain bodice highlighted her figure. Her bridal veil pulled back from her face, and clusters of orange blossoms, along with a bouquet of white flowers in her hand, completed her stunning appearance. The wedding dress of Princess Mary, meticulously crafted with layers of history, symbolism and artistic design, stands as a testament to the grandeur of royal weddings and the meticulous attention to detail that defines them. Today it continues to captivate and inspire, preserved at Kensington Palace among other royal attires. Reflecting on this gown offers a glimpse into the past, showcasing the enduring allure and significance of royal fashion.